This is the Hounds come to you live with a review of the game Blade and Souls. Now, for some of you people that are wondering whether or not this game has been released in the United States and if it is in English, it is not. This is indeed the CN version of the game, or as some people would like to call it, the Chinese version. Now, to cover some aspects of the game that I think is unique, and that I think is fun, and that I think is cool, to start things off, I want to show you guys some of the scenery. As you can see, the graphics in this game is really high-tech. They really did a great job on the graphics. And I played quite a few games, and I've not come anywhere close to having any other game with higher graphics than this, which is pretty good for a game, as games with high graphics are always really great. Another thing I want to cover in my tutorial is the fact that armor does not have stats. Your stats are reflected by your bow pad set, and that is these pieces here. And you'll get your first bow pad piece set at roughly around level 6. And all it does, it'll give your character stats. Your stats is not on your armor. So you can make your character look however you want and have the right stats that you want. And you don't have to really worry about it. Now, another thing that I like about this game that is pretty cool is that you have the built-in voice chat system. So you can talk to other players that are in party using the voice chat system. And that is the microphone chat system that you see up there, so that you can talk to other players or other people that are in your party. Some other cool things about this that I like is that the weapon system. Now, the weapon system in this game is a lot different than other games, because you don't just go out, get a new weapon, throw the old weapon away, and then start going killing enemies. In this game here, you actually gotta be careful of what weapons you throw away and what weapons you trash, because some weapons are required for you to break through your weapon. And in this game, they have that feature called a breakthrough system. And what it does is it allows you to take two weapons and combine it into one to make it stronger. So, now don't get me wrong, don't go out and start gathering all the weapons that are in game and think that you combine it into one weapon. It don't work that way. Some weapons, like the green weapons, are pretty much useless, and all they are used for is to feed your weapon and get it leveled up to the point where you can actually break through your weapon. Now, some other things that I want to cover in this game is the skills. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering and probably thinking, well, if I do my skills wrong, I can't reset them because my skills are set up only one way. Well, you can set up your skills and make your skills however you want. You don't have to worry about setting it up wrong, because you can reset your skill points however you want and however many times you want for free. So you can try out a bunch of different skills, a bunch of different combinations, and see which ones you like the best. Another thing that I want to cover in this game that is pretty cool, that is the character customization screen. Now, on the character customization screen, it is pretty neat because you can make your character any way you desire. You can make him tall, short, wide, and skinny, or however you prefer. Some other things that I want to talk about in this game is factions. You'll get your first faction at roughly around level 17, level 18. You can join the blue faction or the red faction, that is totally up to you. And factions are aligned like a group of people that you support, or a side that you support. And they'll give you faction quests that you can do, and you'll get faction armor that you can get from them, and other things. And what it does is it allows you to PvP other players if they are the opposite faction as you. Some other things that I want to talk about in this game is that it has guilds, auction, crafting, and harvesting. So you can harvest items to craft items to sell out in the auction house to other players. Some crafting items are used for breakthrough in your weapon. Some are used for other things, like quests and stuff like that. Also, you can sell weapons in the auction house if you want. You can sell potions, other things, whatever drops, mats and stuff like that. Another thing that I want to talk about in this game is dungeons. Now, the dungeons in this game are a little bit different than other games as they are color-coded. Now, you have your solo dungeons, you have multi-dungeons, and you have big instant dungeons where you have to have a lot of people. Some dungeons that are color-coded, from the easiest dungeons to the strongest dungeons, are white, which are the easiest, blue, which is a little bit harder, and then purple, which is pretty tough. Now, there is some dungeons that, purple dungeons, that are a little bit harder than other purple dungeons, as you need to have like 24 people to do them. Some other things that I want to talk about in this game is that some of the quests in this game can get really ridiculously hard, and if you stumble and get confused on what to do and are having a hard time trying to figure out your quest, you can always ask somebody in game on how to do it, or get help with it or something like that. Try not to get too frustrated to the point where you try taking it out on the game. Now, there are different classes, different races that you can play. Some classes that you can play are race oriented, which means they are race specific. So remember that when you are making your character. If you want to play a certain class, that some classes are race specific, so you have to choose the right race for the right class. Now, if you guys are wondering, and you guys can't see, why I have a star next to my character name, and if I'm not in party, my name will be in yellow, it is because I do have VIP enabled. VIP is actually optional. It is not required. You can do it if you want. It does, however, give you stat bonuses. So, you can get that if you want to put money into the game. Now, another thing that I want to talk about in this game, and you guys will probably think is pretty interesting, is that you don't have mounts and you don't got flyers. your character pretty much does everything. Probably a little bit tiring on her feet, but at least she gets around. You can fly. You can run. And you can run up walls. And there is a bunch of other things you can do. Now, another thing that I want to show you guys about is world bosses. World bosses, like the one that's in front of me, will drop coins that you guys can use for the roulette, and it'll give you weapons, outfits, and bow pad pieces. So if you want to go out and kill the world bosses, you can. And you can see them up in screen right here. They are the red monster bosses that are on the map, and you can see them on map too whenever you bring up the map. And you guys can go out and kill those. So if you see those on the map, those are bosses. Now, you guys are probably wondering why my experience bar is purple. Well, my experience bar is purple because of the simple fact that at 6 o'clock every day, your experience bar resets. So, if you want, you can just log in once every day and get the stats that you want. And you are able to save your experience to the point where it allows you to gain more experience. And some of your skills will stun, some of them will use bleed, and some of them will allow you to poison them. So keep that in mind when you are choosing your skills, what they do and how they do it. And as you see here, we are killing a world boss, so you guys can see it in action and see some of the skills that you can do while in game. And you guys can do this, and it's a lot of fun to kill these guys off if you want to do them. And it's kind of cool because you can try out different combos and stuff like that and have a fun time with it. And now you guys get to see some of the skills in action, some of the stuff that you can do. Now, one thing I do want to mention about this game that you guys will probably run into a problem with is that it does have high ping, and you will get high ping in this game, which is sometimes a problem because it will slow your character down, and that is one thing that they could improve on. So if it does start lagging, and you have a problem with the high ping or something like that, you can always go into the settings and set the settings to the low performance setting, and it'll let you have higher FPS. As you can see, my FPS was pretty low there. And that is actually one of the coins that I just picked up that you can get from one of the world bosses that allow you to use the roulettes. And I'll show you a roulette here so you guys know what a roulette is when you come across one. So you guys can see that. And this little wheel over here is a roulette, and you can spin it and you can get a weapon, outfit, whatever you like to get. And as you can see, I just got the thing called bull pet pieces, and that drops from the boss. So the roulette gives you many different things, and you can sell out those bull pet pieces however you see fit. Or you can dismantle them for dust so that you can enhance your other bull pet pieces. And stuff like that. Overall, this game is pretty great. I had a fun time playing it. It is a pretty good game. There is a lot of stuff that you can do in this game. There's a lot of different characters that you can try out, and a lot of different classes. Anyways, I hope you guys liked my review, and I hope you guys like to see the skills in action, and you guys get to see my friend here chasing some of the armors out. And you guys can either add me on Skype. My Skype ID is VoidSerpent86. Leave me a message on there, or you guys can leave me a comment on YouTube, and a thumbs up, a thumbs down on how I did. Let me know if I missed something. You can also add me in game if you like. You can, if you can find me on the right server. And other than that, the only thing I want to talk about real quick is if you are level 45 and you have been playing this game, they have release some new content in this game, so in a new level cap. So if you are that level and you have not been on a while, there is some new content in here for you to check out, so you can get back on here, check out the new content, and level your character up to level 50, which is the new level cap. Anyways, I hope you guys had a good time with my review, and I hope you guys liked it and had fun watching it. And I am gonna go, so you guys have a great day.